Hello fellow Daydreamers, it's finally here, the flip through of this journal that I've worked months on. To be fair, it was quite the travel with 7 weeks being in Scotland, and this is how full the journal got. Luckily I had just enough space to put everything, so you can now choose between a silent flip through where I don't talk anything. It's gonna be a lot faster than the more rambly part where I talk through the spreads and my adventures that I had in Scotland. So you can choose now which one you want to do, and then I'll continue on. So first you see this cover page that I thought dark green would be an awesome color for Scotland because so much of their countryside is green. And I painted this picture here of Lallybroch, which was a castle from the Outlander series that I really liked and actually visited. So this really gets me to think about Scotland anyway. I have the title here. I then have lots of different dangles, like I have a bagpipe here, I have a Highland cow here. I love Highland cows. This is from my favorite cider that I drank there all the time. The other cheek canes with typically Scottish things on it. I have the Scottish flag here, of course, and on the back there's a little vessel. And then you get started into the flip through. So the first page here is my entry page. I always label the year I went and the people I went with. This was my favorite photos, me in front of Lallybroch actually. And I just put a little vocabulary list here of some fun Scottish words that I've learned and what they mean. If here the Scottish Terrier, like papers I chose. I'm a bird like more Scottish themed on purpose. This was my phone background while I was there, and I love this cottage here, so that's what I put. And here this map piece shows you Edinburgh, where I spent most of my time. On the next page is like the first page I did in a journal and the first few things we did in Scotland as well. We flew to Edinburgh. This is like the ticket. This is a little package of the chocolate we got on the flight. And we visited the Falkirk Wheel and the Kelpies as well. And I also censored most of the photos where other people are clearly shown because I don't want to violate their privacy. And this actually was like a repurposed shopping bag which had tartan on it, so I thought it would be perfect to use here. This one's a more warm page because it was quite summery up there. We were near Inverness. There is Nairn, and that's right at the ocean, so beautiful ocean, nice scenery. This was the hotel we stayed in. And I have that was a package of some soap I had there and some business cards from restaurants we went to. Yeah, really nice there. We also went to Fort George there. That was not the only fort we visited, but this was like the biggest and most impressive one. This is like the whole size. If you fly over it with a drone, looks like that. It is huge. And I have here thing in it. I was the 17th of July and I annotated some stuff. Like they had a dog cemetery, which is sad but so cute. And you actually can see dolphins from here, but I didn't see any. So yeah, and it's also like really well thought out with the whole museum concept they have in there. There's so much information to gather. You can spend the whole day there, definitely. You have this nice thrift shop book paper of pistols, very fitting. Then we were also on the Isle of Skye, which also I don't journal chronologically in here. I just go through and choose pages that just speak to me for whatever theme I'm doing. So this one's the Isle of Skye. I have a nice map here of the Isle, so I didn't want to cover that up. I stuck in this package of oatmeal because that's what we always ate in the morning, because the weather was a bit rough, and just to have something warm in your belly is the nicest thing. That's also what I wrote on here, basically. On this side, you have all the cozy feels that I felt in that Airbnb that we were in here. Then there's some more traveling pages. Like, we went on the ferry for going to Fort Williams from Skye. So that's where those pictures are from. This is from some clothing or something I got fitting. Then this is the Glenfinnan viaduct where we were shortly. Was just a viaduct, to be honest. Then more traveling. We drove all along Loch Ness. That's where the Urquhart Castle is at. And the teacher of our school actually told us that you just first need to go to the pub and after you visit the lake, and then you might see the monster. So I thought that would be fun. And then that was just traveling overall. I listened to a lot of music. Then I picked this flower along the side, and there were so many sheep. They even had warning signs for sheep, so you don't run them over. And I have this nice postal card that shows you Loch Ness Monster journaled on the back of it. On the next page, that's Eileen Donan Castle. That was right before you go over to Skye. You have this castle, which is really pretty. So I put some pictures of that area in here. We also visited Culloden Battlefield when we were up in Nairn, which was very impressive. I mean, it is just a field, but they put flags, like they put red and blue flags. And I noted it here, the red ones is where the English troops were, and the blue ones were where the Scottish were located. And you can like walk the whole scope of this field. And I just reflected a lot about it because I was so impressed by it. There's just some pictures, also in Inverness. We were there like twice to eat. Then this page is rather empty. I just put this one that's in Perth. That's where we ate lunch the first day. And I put the rest of the map here just to have it somewhere. Could still put things here. Then this one is one of my favorite pages because it was so magical there. We visited Cotter Castle, which is this perfect fairy tale castle. Like, that's how I imagine it. I journaled on the back of it, and it was just magical. And they had this deer head over the castle entry, which said be mindful, and that stuck with me. I put it in my phone background as well. And this was the castle map you got. I just colored it in so it would also be all green like the photos. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like fairy tale castle. Loved it. And then we have another empty page. I can still put things here because lots of my relatives or acquaintances visit Scotland and they could bring me stuff to put in here. The next page here, that was also when we were in Nairn. We went up along the shore. We went to this park here, to the Rose Isle Country Park. That's right here. And we also went to Birkhead right next to it. Nairn is here, by the way. And I journaled on the back. We found another viaduct, the Culloden Viaduct, that I actually found more impressive than the Glenfinnan Viaduct, to be honest. I journaled some about my mother and her boyfriend because they were so cute together. And I journaled some about my brother. He bought a really nice hat that really suits him, but I'm not going to show it to you here. And it just did some self-reflection again. We took nice pictures with the big camera. It's a nice day, warm day as well. Really summery for Scotland. Then this page here, is more sky content. We went to the Old Man of Store. That's this rock formation that you can hike up to. There were so many tourists, to be honest. That was a bit annoying, but we found a path that not any of them treaded. So we just went up there. Belly band here that I built out of some more vintage papers. This one's also from clothing, and we have some nice mushrooms here and quote that fit with the whole notion of that day. On the next side we have the ferry pools that we also visited on the Isle of Skye. They were beautiful because of the whole color story of this bluish greenish type thing. I thought those two Outlander pictures would fit here, because I really connect Outlander to Scotland, of course. It's one of the prime reasons I wanted to visit in the first place. And yeah, it's just really magical thing here. And also this is blue. And because I put those two Outlander characters, Jamie and Claire, there, I just segued my way into my Outlander tour that I did later on, not with my family, but with some friends I made at the language school. So yeah, I also taped them over. But yeah, that's Lallybroch, exactly, and Castle Leoch from the first few episodes where we were. That's like the intro song that plays. Exactly, so more little pictures of like places that they filmed at. And then I was dreaming about a Scottish romance, which also segued again. I have a nice flow here, okay? Segued into my own little Scottish romance that I had, and I wrote it all down here so I don't forget it years down. Lovely. And I still have this card, which I really like because it has a Highland cow on it. Love them. And I still could use that for something. I just have it here for the moment. There it goes back in. Yes. Yeah, that was like I think the last day or something we went to the Edinburgh Zoo, actually, together with this guy that I met and my best friend Anna. I taped them over for privacy reasons, and I actually had like life-size dinosaur animated figures there, and I love dinosaurs, so I was so excited to see that. But they also had like sloths and things. Really cute animals there. There's another like page situated around the guy. That I'm eating here, it's scampi flavor fries. They're actually nice, and I ate so many mussels. I like every opportunity I got, I ate mussels because I love them so much. This is like a packaging that I took away from school because we tasted some tea cakes. Such really Scottish, apparently. They have some more pictures, and then on the next side I still need to print out these photos actually, but I put in all the memorabilia I had because I was in Scotland for a second time for 1 week in January to visit that guy, and that's where I got all this stuff from, so I just put it in so I don't forget. We have some more empty pages here, and that one is Glasgow, where you went to, which Glasgow's kind of strange. I like Edinburgh a lot more, to be honest. There's nice people in Glasgow, yes, but you only notice that when you're like out and about with an insider, like a proper Scottish person, and you meet the other Scots. But if you're not, it's just kind of strange, and it's not that easy to navigate, I found. Maybe we were just stupid that day, I don't know, but I like Edinburgh more, but I still wanted to have the comparison. We took the bus there, so I wrote everything over with ink because this paper like fades away over time. Did some journaling, we went to a nice pub that we found, and this is what the architecture in Glasgow is like. Like they have this really pretty old buildings, and then there's skyscrapers beside it, proper modern. I don't get it, I just don't. I put some leftover Harry Potter things here. And this is all about the pub aesthetics because I love pubs for how they look. And I brought this one from a pub, which is like a coaster. Did some journaling on the back with all the adjectives I associate with pubs. And I have so many like detail shots and things about the pubs here. There was a pipe organ in one of the pubs, but not accessible, like just wall decor, like strange things like that. I love that. It's in Glasgow. And we also always ate fish and chips in the pubs. My brother and I especially loved it. And this is just about some things I discovered in Edinburgh. There's just journaling about it, and especially with Anna, like the first friend I made, who's also from Switzerland, funny enough, lives like half an hour from me actually. We went to so many museums. She loves fashion, so we visited this fashion part of the National Museum of Scotland. I found this skeleton of a carnivorous dinosaur. I don't know if it's a T-Rex or what it is. Really fascinating. We also went to the People's Museum. This is Randall. If you know Outlander, you know Randall. Yeah, there's more Edinburgh pages here. I got inspired by this nice card of an artist, Sally Fisher, actually. So I love this skyline basically of Edinburgh. And I put all the nice buildings we had in, and this guy, there was always like a bagpipe player up at the castle, like on the Royal Mile, the top of the Royal Mile, playing all day. We went to so many bookshops because Anna and Natalia and other people I met love books, and they also got me to like books again. So I bought quite a few. And yeah, I found back my love for books. And also I found new love for tote bags. I think I bought 3 tote bags there, which is not that excessive, but I had like none before. So that's where it all started. More Edinburgh. There's another card of Sheon Crafts. Yeah, more buildings. I love this one where it's just, you have all this stone and then there's these flowers coming out of this tower, and that's the castle right behind it. Love that. Just really inspiring. There's this little random cottage in Princess Gardens. It's funny. Dean Village. Yeah. Then I did a whole spread on Anna, who like accompanied me through all the school time, like 5 weeks I was in Edinburgh, because I met her on the first day. And we did so many things together. Like I had to bring that Leo vibe in. She's a Leo, so I needed to honor that. We went to many coffee shops together. We went thrift shopping. We went once to that park where we read and journaled. It was so peaceful. We went up Pentland Hills to walk. We did so many things. On this page is where we went to Stirling. We also took the bus there. And Stirling's so pretty. If I wanted to move to Scotland, I had to choose like a place. I would go to Stirling because it's so pretty. You don't really see, but it's that village vibe with little old streets, but it is still a little city. So I just love that. We went and visited Stirling Castle, which I liked more actually than Edinburgh Castle, because there were people that were like dressed up like in this time and they explained everything to you. Loved that for us. Yeah, that's where we went. And then we also once went to Dunbar. That's like if you go to the east from Edinburgh, also at the coastline, there's this little place, Dunbar. Well, rather little, it's like one street where everything's at. And we went there for Anna's birthday actually. And we also went to the beach, like north. I think northwest kind of from Edinburgh. There was this island that you can walk over if the water level's low. You have the street you can walk over, which was painful because I went barefoot. I still know that. but it's fine. It's a picture of us in our bathing suits, so I covered it up. And I also love how this corresponds with just this vintage piece paper with the festals on it, so this could be Scotland. Then I have some self-reflection pages. This is one of my favorites. That was in the Georgian house, which I also recommend you visit, because there's like this house that is still like when they built it in, I don't know which century, but you can also dress up there yourself and take pictures and things, and you learn so much. And I have some of my pictures, selfies that I made. It's all about confidence. This is also from the Georgian house that I journaled on. They cut out those two ladies. And it's all about power and self-independence, and just because that's what I really found being for the first time alone for this time, so far away from home. So I was really proud. It goes on here. And I did some more journaling here. And this is also where I put more pictures that were special to me, and I explained in the back why. And this is like the journaling I did on my flight back home in my bullet journal. That's why it's dotted pages actually. Yeah, that was me reflecting right in the moment. Yeah, and I had to take the tram to the airport from Haymarket. Heartfelt goodbyes, but it was such a nice time. I'm so grateful I was able to do it. Then there's some more pages that were empty, so I found another postal card from Cotter Castle. Apparently I was so impressed by this castle, I bought 2 postal cards. So again, with the whole fairy tale vibe, I wrote like the beginning of an own fairy tale, and I put my favorite quotes of period dramas that I watched here, mainly Bridgerton and Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, love them. And then there's more rather empty pages. Then here, that's when I went to Edinburgh the first time with my family. They were there for a couple days. We visited different things. We went for a whiskey tasting. We went to St. Giles Cafe and Bar. That's where you can get these awesome waffles that have like bacon and cheese and maple syrup on them. They're awesome. And we went to Holyrood Park a whole lot because our stay was near that park, and we like needed to escape the city frequently because we aren't used to like bigger city. And that's this park. We drank lots of tea, of course. Then on the next page is all about Edinburgh again. It's like the main picture that I took there from the castle. I put the dates and stuff, everything. Then I put my bus card in here, as well as the route map that I used. And there's another map of like the streets of Edinburgh. If I forget the names, I can look into that here. I have this darker part with like more pop things that I couldn't fit on the other page because I love them. That's Dean Village. Then this umbrella thing, I still have the umbrella, but that was a loyal companion because it rained a few times in Scotland. That's normal. Another bus ticket, some journaling. Put that back in here. Then the next page is Harry Potter themed because Victoria Street was one of the inspirations for Diagon Alley. They also have Harry Potter themed shops there, so I put all that here. This just corresponded nicely with the packaging I wanted to put in here. And there's more pictures. That's Kelton Hill. Nice place. You're there so fast you can like navigate the whole city by foot very easily. That's up right before you go up to the castle. That's Grassmarket, where I was frequently. That's where all the nice funny night started, basically, because you go like to the right, if you in front of Grassmarket, you go to Cowgate, and that's where some nice bars are at. And also my best friend and her boyfriend visited me for a couple days. We went to another whiskey experience, and this is actually fun because you can like rub this with your finger and you smell like the notes of the whiskey that's predominantly in this region. Love that. I also took this awesome picture of them. I got my own whiskey glass there, so that's all about that. And we went to see the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo together. Put this nice ticket here and some pictures of the tattoo, and you won't stick, won't you? And it was just impressive. I was impressed. More pictures. We also took a Hogwarts tour with that guide with glasses. He was quite funny. Recommend. And then I have some spreads about going out in general. This is like my way home. It's like in Cowgate and I need to walk the street, so did this many times. Sometimes took the bus to get there. Another friend visited, and she and her friend and we went to The Alchemist, which they had fun food that all seemed like chemistry experiments. Then Three Sisters was really nice because you could be under open skies, basically, because it was still warm in summer. Went there with friends as well. And then a big part was Thramash, where we sometimes went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because that's when they had Kaylee nights and were teaching you how to dance that traditional dance. It was so fun. And I met so many nice people there. Also, that's where I met the Scottish people that I visited again in January. We danced a lot, drank cider. We also went to a pub that was Frankenstein themed, so that was fun. This is just another nice aesthetic page where I put things together that thought fit, because I love this one with the ruin. Lovely. And then there's some pictures from school, because I actually went there on a language stay, so I went to school during the day. I thought I need to include it anyway. So many friends met from all over the world. One of them from Belgium brought us Biscoff biscuits because not everyone knew about them. Well, I know them in Switzerland. We serve them with coffee as well. And we have so many class pictures made that I needed to cover up, but just imagine many happy faces underneath it. And some more tea cake packaging, of course. Outside the classroom itself, also on my way to school. Then sometimes we were a little bit bored, so Anna drew this Garfield and she made this ring for me out of washi tape. And I have some more info here. Stuff from school that just put it in there. The next one is about my place that I stayed at during school, which was the Aaron House student accommodation. And this is right in front of it. This is when I was studying in my room, which happened for I think 2 out of 5 weeks. The first 2 weeks I tried, I stopped somewhere. I had to get a couple things. I have this from the coffee mug that I got, keep calm and drink coffee. I got training shoes because I went to group fitness a couple times. I have this card here that you could get for a special price in summer for language students and stuff to be able to go to group fitness. And when I think about Aaron House, I think about the noisy seagulls. That's why I put it right beside this page here that journaled about it as well. And this was about my last days, I guess. My luggage was a little bit heavier than it should have been. Should have been 23 kilos, was 27, but I still got through nicely enough. And I did some thank yous, like on the last page, to everyone I could imagine, to everything. And I also wrote down the text of Caledonia by Dougie MacLean. Love this song. Always connected to Scotland now. We listened to it on the first day of school. I didn't know it before, and since then I listen to it all the time. Yeah. We have another church store here, because I had some church pictures here. And this nice one that I couldn't fit anywhere else is here. And that's everything. That's my whole Scotland adventure, and I'm really glad that I finally finished it. It'll be so nice to look back. It is now being added to my collection of the 2 former travel journals from Ibiza and Hamburg, actually. So that's cool. Thank you so much for watching this. I had a blast doing this, and now looking back on it, and I will have a blast looking back on it in like 50 years time. Now, if you like to have more such content, because this will not be the last travel journal I do, please subscribe. And now, have a nice day. Goodbye.